Let's get the starting lineup for Oklahoma City. At the point guard position, standing 6'5", number 25, A.J. Mitchell. At center, 6'9", number 6, at the small forward position, standing 6'5", number 9, Alex Caruso. The other guard, standing 6'5", number 5, the other forward position, 17 inches, number 7, Chet Holmgren. Your Oklahoma City Thunder head coach is Mark Davis. Another round of applause for Oklahoma City.
And we welcome you to the Paycom Center and welcome back to the 2025-2026 NBA season playthrough here on Vita Productions. We have this battle between the San Antonio Spurs and the defending NBA champion Oklahoma City Thunder. We look at the starting lineups for the Spurs. You got De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle. Then you got in the forwards Julian Champagnie, Keldon Johnson, and Victor Wembanyama at center. And then for the Thunder, you saw the starting lineups of Mitchell, Dort, Caruso, Holmgren, and Williams. As you see, the Spurs will win the toss here. Spurs are 22-17. As you see, the first points of the game goes to the Spurs there. The Spurs are 22-17 to start off the season. They are second in the Southwest Division, 8th in the Western Conference. As you see, Chet Holmgren with the slam dunk there. And we're tied at 2. Lugan Stewart will get the assist there. De'Aaron Fox. It's been a while since I did one of these games. Here you see Keldon Johnson passing back over to Stephon Castle. Back over to De'Aaron Fox for 3, and that is off the iron. Holmgren will get the rebound here. Castle had 16 points and 5 assists in their last game against the in a win against the Minnesota Timberwolves, which is the last time we did a game here because I took a break for a while as I'm heavily on the College Football 26 content. We'll explain more about that. They see 3 on the shot clock. Holmgren, that's no good. Stephon Castle will get the rebound for the Spurs. De'Aaron Fox over to Keldon Johnson with a dunk, and the Spurs are up by 2 again, and that is worthy of the AT&T Connected Cam. AT&T is sponsor of the NBA2K26 video game, not of my channel. That'd be cool if they sponsored my channel, though. See A.J. Mitchell getting the start for SGA, who's out for a while. Thunder are riddled with injuries here. SGA, as I mentioned, is out. That's why A.J. Mitchell has to start. Then you have Isaiah Hartenstein. See A.J. Mitchell for 3. That is no good. Stephon Castle will get the rebound. Yeah, Isaiah Hartenstein. He's been out for a while. I see De'Aaron Fox. There's a jump shot. Good. Spurs up by 4 here. You look at his road stats here. Just a little under 23 points a game on the road for De'Aaron Fox, the former Sacramento King. The date of this calendar is January 12, 2026. You see Holmgren with a bucket there, and it's only a 2-point game now here as we're early on in the first quarter. Try to get my voice back here as I'm getting back into the swing of things for this season playthrough. Fox for 3. He drains it. De'Aaron Fox puts the Spurs up by 5 early on here. Holmgren scored every point so far for the Thunder here. Caruso getting the start for Jalen, J-A-L-E-N Williams. But, you know, the other Jalen Williams, the J-A-Y-L-I-N, as you see Castle with the bucket there. It's a 7-point lead for the Spurs. He's getting the start for Hartenstein. As you see, Holmgren for 3. He drains it. AJ Mitchell, as I said, getting the start. Caruso getting the start for an injured JAL. And then, of course, Hartenstein is out. De'Aaron Fox for 3. We have a timeout here. We're going to take a timeout as well. 8:31 to play in the first. The Spurs leading at 14-7. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. And we are back here in Oklahoma City here. The Spurs off to a hot 14-7 start. But as I was mentioning, though, the Oklahoma City Thunder are with a slew of injuries right now. As that AJ Mitchell getting a start for SGA, who's out. Alex Caruso getting a start for one of the Jalen Williams, the JALEN, and then JAYLIN, Jalen Williams getting the start in for Isaiah Hartenstein. But the Thunder do come into this game at 34-6, best record in the league. I see Fox coming around. He has a slam dunk of his own. It's a 9-point Spurs lead. We are starting schedule block number 3, and that is going to be random games, but not every team is going to be featured, as we have a short amount of time for the All-Star break. The post-game ticker is now going to be 3 days instead of just only every other day. So that means there's going to be one game every 3 days going up to the All-Star break. So it's going to be a short schedule block number 3. So some teams are going to be repeating twice. I tell you, the Thunder will be on twice. We look at the watch game records, though. As you see, Fox will miss it there. Spurs are 2-1 in watch games as they played 3 times. This is only the 3rd time we've seen the Thunder. They've been featured only once, and they actually started off this season play through, of course, as defending champions, and started off schedule block number 2. Holmgren with the layup. That is good. And the Thunder are within 5 here. You see Chet Holmgren just a shade under 20 points per game for the Thunder on average. Champagny over to Castle. Castle for 3. He nails it. Spurs up by 8. You see Mitchell coming around here, being guarded by De'Aaron Fox, dishing it back over to Caruso. 8 on the shot clock. Over to Williams. Williams for 3. That is off the iron. Wembanyama will get the rebound. There's a 3-point attempt. That is no good. Chet Holmgren grabbing the rebound. Lugan Stort with it for the OKC Thunder. Alex Caruso. Passing over to Mitchell. The Holmgren now. 8 on the shot clock. Halfway through the first quarter here. Trailing by 6 now for the Thunder as Holmgren. 2 games versus the Spurs so far this season, averaging 21.5 points a game, 3 blocks a game, and 11.5 rebounds. So he's been solid against this Spurs team. So the Spurs are hanging on right now into that play-in spot as De'Aaron Fox with the points there. It's an 8-point lead. De'Aaron on the season averaging 22.3 points a game, so right on average on the road and in total on the season. Chet Holmgren coming around. He will get the bucket there. Chet Holmgren already has 13 points so far in this first quarter. 13 of the 15. As we're approaching 5 minutes of play in the first quarter. Wembanyama. Back over to Fox. 8 on the shot, 10 on the now 8 on the shot clock. What am I talking about here? De'Aaron Fox with another layup. And the lead back up to 8 for the Spurs. As I said, thank you very much for those that are enjoying the content. Hope you have been enjoying my content for my College Football 26 here as we see that was a failed alley-oop attempt. But look at that. Wembanyama was still able to control it and get a dunk of his own. And the Spurs are up by 10. 4:20 to play here in the first. Time to get a little bit of high here. Caruso for 3. That is off the iron. Wembanyama with the rebound. Back over to Stephon Castle. Castle to Champagny. Champagny for 3. No good. Holmgren will get the rebound. I know the Spurs are without the services of Devin Vassell right now. So we're under 4 to play. Holmgren for 3. Off the iron. Wembanyama with the rebound. Keldon Johnson for the Spurs has it. 15 on the shot clock. Passing it back over to Castle. Castle is fouled. That will be a shooting foul, actually, as Chet Holmgren called for that one. And we have a timeout by the Spurs here. 3:36 to play. You're watching NBA 2K26 here on VW Productions. We are back here in Oklahoma City here. The Spurs leading it by 10. As I said, there was a foul just called a second ago. The Spurs are heading to the line.
Take a break. 2 shots.
2 shots for Stephon Castle here. And he'll make the first one. These are the first set of free throws, I believe, being shown so far, being shot in this game. As the Spurs are now up by 11 here. 3:36 to play in the first. The Spurs have led wire to wire to this point right now. Have not trailed. And he sinks that one too. So the 12-point Spurs lead here. Cason Wallace into the game now for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Jalen Williams, Jaylin. Holmgren. Bucket is good. That is 15 so far for Holmgren here. He has 15 of the 17 for the Thunder right now, and it's back to a 10-point game again. Harrison Barnes into the game as with Dylan Harper. Cole as you see, there's Isaiah Joe with the steal for the Thunder. Isaiah Joe coming around. That is no good as Jeremy Sohan will have it. Harper for 3. That is good. Spurs up by 13. Williams, 2:20 to play here. Holmgren for 3. He makes it. That is 18 for him out of the 20 points. It's a 10-point lead for the Thunder, or for the Spurs, I should say. Luke Cornett will make the bucket there. Easy bucket there.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
2 minutes remaining in the first. Look at the Spurs, 13-17 compared to 9-19 for the Thunder so far early on in the shooting. That is why it's a 12-point lead. Lugens Dort back over to Wallace. Cason Wallace for 3. No good. Harrison Barnes with the rebound. Back over to Jeremy Sohan. Spurs out rebounding the Thunder 10-5 right now. Barnes, no good. Holmgren will get the bucket there. Wallace has it for the Thunder here. Back over to Cason Wallace again. Over to Chet Holmgren. Lugens Dort. Dort for 3. Off the iron. Look at that. Chet Holmgren once again. That's 20 points for him so far. 20 of the 22 points. 1:05 to play in the first. 10-point lead for the Spurs. San Antonio. You see Harper coming around. That is nice layup there. Dylan Harper putting the Spurs back on top by 12. Holmgren. Running over to Lugens Dort. Dort passing back over to Wallace. Wallace for 3. He nails it. Cason Wallace's first 3 points of the game. Thunder within 9. As we're heading down to the last 30 seconds of the first quarter. Harper with it. He's going to lose it. Cason Wallace with the steal. Coming around, Wallace. Passes back over to Holmgren for a second, but back over to Wallace. This should get back to Holmgren here. They do have to get a shot clock. They do have to get a shot off. And you see Lugens Dort for 3. Off the iron. No good. Jeremy Sohan will get the rebound. 5 on the shot clock. Over. There's a 3-point attempt. No good. And that will do it. At the end of the first quarter, the San Antonio Spurs 34, the Oklahoma City 25. We'll be back to start the second quarter. You're watching NBA 2K on VW Productions. Back here to start the second quarter here. Wiggins into the game now as we have Williams now into the game for the Thunder as well. Sorber. Casey Wallace still starting the second quarter for the Thunder here. Trailing by 9. Wiggins. Wallace for 3. That is off the iron. Luke Cornett will get the rebound. De'Aaron Fox. Passing back over to Dylan Harper. 15 on the shot clock. Dishes it over to Jeremy Sohan. Sohan for 3. No good. Wiggins will get the rebound. Thunder going the other way. Wiggins coming around. He's going to go to the line. Count that. Fox called for the foul there.
First team foul. At the line for your Thunder, Aaron Wiggins.
Aaron Wiggins trying to go and complete the three-point play now. And he cuts the Spurs lead to within 6. Spurs has led by as many as 12 in that first quarter. It's a 6-point game now as we're just approaching 50 seconds into the first quarter. There's a miss right there, but Spurs will get the offensive rebound off the Cornet tip. Fox. That is off the iron. Jang will get the rebound there. Chance for this Thunder to get closer. Wallace. He will make it. It's a 4-point game. Assist from Isaiah Joe. Fox. The bucket is good. Casey Wallace back over to Williams. There's the three-point attempt. That is no good. Sohan will get the rebound for the Spurs. Dylan Harper, the rookie from Rutgers, with it. 13 on the shot clock. Cornett with it. Dishes it over to De'Aaron Fox. Fox, is that from 3 or is he on the line? Harper will get the will get that off the three-point attempt, or I should say, he gets the offensive rebound. We'll get the three-pointer there. What am I talking about here? I'm tongue-twisted. As I said, please forgive me, everybody. I am still trying to get back into the swing of things with this content. It's been a while. That's what happens when you get heavy with the college football content, whether you're doing your 2018 college football playoff or you're doing simulations for the actual 12-team playoff, which we already have 2 that's been out already. As you see, the three-pointer by Jang there is back to a 6-point game again. De'Aaron Fox, the former King, has it with 13 on the shot clock. Now make it 10. Fox coming through, pass it over to Sohan. Sohan for 3. That is off the iron. Casey Wallace will get the rebound here. Over 3 minutes into the second quarter. Jang with the dunk, and we have a timeout by the Spurs. Thunder within 4, 8:54 to play. We're going to take a timeout. And we are back here at Oklahoma City. The Thunder only cutting it to within 4. It was a 12-point lead for the San Antonio Spurs. Now it's a 4. Now it's only down to 4. As Wembanyama back into the game. Fox still in there. He's played every minute so far in the second quarter for De'Aaron Fox. Sohan still in there. And that is no good. A.J. Mitchell will get the rebound. He's coming back into the game. Caruso. As I said, Caruso, Mitchell. See Aaron Wiggins still out there. Look at that. Alex Caruso with the dunk, and it's only a 2-point game. Spurs got to feel a little bit of pressure going on. They were dominating all that first quarter, and now the Thunder have decided to wake up. There's a reason why they have the league's best record and why they are defending champions. Can't keep them down for a long time. Chance to tie the game or take the lead for the first time in this game. Holmgren dominated that first quarter for the Thunder. He's been in a bright spot there. Wiggins has it back over to Wallace. 2 on the shot clock. Wallace for 3. That is off the iron, but look at Chet Holmgren. He's going to get the put him on the offensive rebound, and we are tied at 39. We were tied at 2. That was the only time this game was even tied besides 0-0. And they have evaporated that 12-point lead. And Wembanyama almost lost it for a second after that pass here. 7 on the shot clock. Dylan Harper. 3 on the shot clock. Harper for 3. And the rookie from Rutgers. Make sure the Spurs do not trail just yet in this game. 3-point lead for the Spurs again. 5 minutes into the second quarter. Cason Wallace. Over to Chet Holmgren. Holmgren passes back over to Wallace here. 5 on the shot clock. Wallace for 3. That is off the iron, and Wembanyama will get the rebound. De'Aaron Fox with it. Dishes over to Sohan. Dishes over to Harper. Harper for 3. He nails it! Back-to-back threes for Dylan Harper, and the Spurs on top by 6 again. 6.5 to play until halftime. Cason Wallace coming around. Rejected by Jeremy Sohan. Barnes with it. Passes back to his former Kings teammate. They spent a couple of seasons in Sacramento together. Wembanyama over to Fox. 5 on the shot clock. Fox, deep 2. That is off the iron. Caruso will grab the rebound for the Thunder. Over to Mitchell now. Fox has 16 points and 2 assists so far in this game on 7 of 16 shooting. Caruso for 3. That is off the iron. Wembanyama with the rebound. If you're enjoying what you're seeing so far, hit the like and subscribe button. That'd be very much appreciated here. Sohan back over to Holmgren. Will get the rebound there. Mitchell now has it. Mitchell for 3. That is good. Thunder within 3. And timeout by the Spurs. 5:14 to play until halftime. They are up by 3. We are going to take a timeout. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. And we are back in Oklahoma City here. 3-point lead for the Spurs. They led by as many as 12. The Thunder have come back to tie the game, but the Spurs have not yet trailed. Dylan Harper hit back-to-back threes to go up by 6, but then the Thunder hit a 3 shortly not too long ago. That's where the difference is in this game right now. McLaughlin into the game for the Spurs for the first time. See Wembanyama coming through. Castle. Fox almost loses it. Their 3. That is no good. Holmgren will get the rebound. Caruso with it. Caruso with the bucket. That is good. It's only a 1-point game. That's 10 assists so far for the Oklahoma City Thunder. They are averaging 23 assists a game. That is 24th in the league. In the bottom third. Wemby. 5 on the shot clock. 4-2. That is off the iron. Caruso with the rebound. Spurs with a chance to take the lead for the first time in this game. And Mitchell almost lost it. Holmgren. Dort for 3. That is off the iron, and Wembanyama will get the rebound here. You see the last game for the Thunder. Caruso had 16 points in a win against the Heat. As Fox. Champagny with the rebound. With the assist there on that Fox. It's 47-44 again. Holmgren for 3. That is off the iron. Wembanyama with the bucket. As you see Castle with it. Thought that was McLaughlin into the game. But I could be wrong. Oh, that is Wemby. Almost lost it. Castle. That might be a deep 2. Jalen Williams will get the rebound. Lugens Dort has it now. 15 on the shot clock. Passing it back over to Chet Holmgren. Holmgren. Bucket is good. And it's back to within 1. Keldon Johnson. Over to De'Aaron Fox. Fox dishes over to Wemby. And Wemby with an easy bucket there. Look at that. Victor Wembanyama averaging just over 25 points a game this season. He's been a watch game monster so far. Jalen Williams. And you see Caruso for 3. That is off the iron. We were able to tie the game only once. Keldon Johnson with the slam dunk, and it's up to a 5-point game again. Holmgren, layup, good! Approaching 2 minutes to play in the second quarter. And there is a reach-in foul called against Logan Stewart, his first personal.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Fox going to the bench.
Number 2.
Dylan Harper back into the game for the Spurs. Wemby. See, he had 28 points and 15 rebounds in the game against the Thunder. Oh, look at that. Wemby Yama with the slam dunk. Back to a 5-point lead again. Caruso. Over to Holmgren. Holmgren for 3. He nails it! Thunder within 2, and Chet Holmgren with 29 points. 9 of them so far in the second quarter. Keeping the Thunder in this game right now. Thunder, as I said, leading the league with 34-6 record. That tops in the NBA right now in the season play through Harper. Pass it over to Wemby. Wemby almost lost it. He controls it, but he misses it. Gets his own offensive rebound and gets the put in. 4-point lead again for the Spurs. Under a minute to play. Holmgren for 3. He nails it. 32 points for Chet Holmgren. And the Thunder within 4 here. 45 seconds to play until halftime. Champagny. Over to Castle. Castle for 3. Off the iron. Holmgren will get the rebound. Mitchell has it. Mitchell, A.J. Mitchell. No good. That had a chance to get the Thunder to lead for the first time in this game. Keldon Johnson. Over to Wembanyama. Wembanyama. Easy slam dunk. Kind of want to know how many points Wemby has right now. They can hold on for the last shot if they want. 3-point lead. 2. 1. Look at that. Holmgren will get the bucket in time. Will it count? They're saying it will. And we head to halftime here. Where the Spurs led by as many as 12. The Thunder did come back to tie it once, but the Spurs are on top, 57-56. They have led wire to wire to this point. And we are going to bring it to the halftime report. You're watching NBA 2K on V-Dub Productions. See you in the second half. Get ready to start the second half here at the Paycom Center in Oklahoma City. The Spurs leading the Thunder by 1. They have yet trailed in this game, despite the efforts of Chet Holmgren, who has 34 points in the first half, 11 rebounds. As I said, the game has only been tied twice. Outside of 0-0, it was 2-2 and 39-39. As you see the Thunder with it, inbounding it. Holmgren inbounding it over to Mitchell. Dort. Starting lineups out for both teams, so we don't even have to read who's out on the court. Mitchell over to Dort. Dort for three, and a lead, and he drains it, and a Thunder lead for the first time in this game. As I said, this is the start of schedule block number 3. This will be random games, but not every team's going to be shown. You see De'Aaron Fox had 18 in that first half. First 2 points of the second half, and he now has 20, averaging 1 point a minute. And we are tied at 59 again. Over to Mitchell for three. He nails it! And the Thunder back on top by 3. They have not led at all. They did not lead at all in the first half, but they had a very good opportunity there, and they have taken advantage of it so far. 2 threes to start off the second half. They have a 3-point lead. That trailed by as many as 12. Now it's the Spurs playing with the backs behind their walls behind their back. Or their backs behind the wall, or however they say it. Holmgren for 3. Off the iron, no good. Wembanyama will get the rebound. Castle with it. Fox with 8 on the shot clock. Dish it over to Castle. Castle for 3. No good. Dort will get the rebound. A.J. Mitchell. As we are approaching 2 minutes into the second quarter. Stephen Castle will get the steal there. Dishes over to Fox. Fox over to Johnson. Back over to Champagne. Over to Fox. On the shot clock. Fox for 3. Off the iron. Jalen Williams will get the rebound. Dort has it. Dort for 3. That is off the iron. Wembanyama will get the rebound. Castle coming through with it. Johnson back over to Fox. 13 on the shot clock. Wemby. That is good. Wembanyama, and we have a timeout by the Thunder. 9:15 to play. The Thunder up by 1. We are going to take a break. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. And we are back here in Oklahoma City here. The Thunder up by 1. 9:15 to play in the third quarter. As you see, Caruso will take the inbound by Chet Holmgren. 9:09 to play here in the third. They're up by 1. Holmgren, that is good. Chet Holmgren has 36 points. Those are his first points of the game. Back over to Wemby. Wemby with a dunk, and it is good. It's back to a 1-point game again. Stephen Castle will get the assist there. 8:37 to play here in the third quarter. 64-63, the Thunder on top. Holmgren coming around. That is good. Chet Holmgren puts the Thunder back on top, or puts them back up by 3, I should say. They've been on top. Over to Castle. Castle! There's a bucket there. No, that's De'Aaron Fox. Never mind. 66-65. If you're enjoying what you're seeing so far, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. As we will get back into the swing of things, at least for the last part of this week here. We have 2 games that are already out for my college football playoff simulation for my college football 26 content. We had, I see De'Aaron Fox as he puts the Spurs back on top. For my college football 26 content, we had Oklahoma, Alabama back on Monday. Last night we had Texas A&M and Miami, and tonight we have Ole Miss and Tulane for the third simulation game, and then tomorrow we will have James Madison at Oregon as the college football playoffs are getting ready to start on Friday. The real live playoff here. It's the Spurs back on top by 3 now. On top by 3 again. They led wire to wire with the exception of maybe a couple of ties in that first half. As you see, Chet Holmgren, he has 40 in this game. As you see, Stefan Castle with it. Wemby with it. Back over to Fox. Fox, jumper, good. No good, I should say. You got Mitchell coming through. He loses it. Johnson with it for the Spurs. Over to Wemby. And Wemby with the bucket. And it's a 3-point lead again for the Spurs. Led by as many as 12 in the first half, and we will have a timeout called by the Thunder here. 6:11 to play in the third. Spurs up 71-68. We'll take a timeout. You're watching NBA 2K on VW Productions. And we are back here in Oklahoma City. We look at the league leaders for the last 30 days in games blocked. You have Holmgren and Wemby at 1 and 2 here. 3-point lead for the Spurs. 6:11 to play. Caruso looking to find the inbound. He will inbound it to Mitchell. Holmgren, as I said, 40 points already here in this quarter. His team trailing by 3. Dort, that is off the iron. Champagne will get the rebound. Lukas Dort only 3 points on 1 of 7 shooting, 2 assists. Oh, look at that block by Chet Holmgren there. Denied there. Holmgren for 3. That is off the iron. Wemby will get the rebound for the Spurs, leading it by 3. Back over to Johnson. Johnson to Fox. Fox for 3. Off the iron, and that's going to go out of bounds, and that will be Thunder ball. Yeah, some substitutions being made. Wiggins coming back into the game for the Thunder. See A.J. Mitchell. Mitchell coming around the layup, and that is good. Johnson with the rebound. They see De'Aaron Fox with it. Castle for deep 2, and that is good. It's a 5-point lead. Caruso has it. Back over to Mitchell. Izzy over to Mitchell has it. 4 on the shot clock. Pass it back over to Dort. Dort for 3. Off the iron. De'Aaron Fox with the rebound. 4.5 to play in the third quarter. It's a 5-point lead for the Spurs. Champagne back over to Castle. See Castle with it. Deep 2 again. Off the iron, and that's going to go out of bounds, and Spurs will retain possession.
For San Antonio, Harrison Barnes, Harper.
And there's the inbound right there. Castle back over to Barnes. Barnes for 3. Off the iron. Caruso with it. Wiggins has it. Back over to Caruso. Caruso for 3. No good. Wembanyama with it. Fox has it. No points for the Thunder in the last 3:15. See Fox for 3. He nails it. Timeout, Thunder.
Timeout for Oklahoma City.
30-32 to play in the third. They trail by 8. We're taking a timeout. You're watching NBA 2K on VW Productions. We are back here in the third quarter. 76-68, the Spurs on top. The Thunder had a brief lead for a while. They were up by as many as 3, but the Spurs have found a way to get back on top and come back on top. Leading by 8 now. You see Caruso on the shot clock. Dort for 3. Dort will drain it. Thunder within 5 again. 3:10 to play in the third. McLaughlin into the game. Yeah, now I believe McLaughlin's in the game for the first time as Sohan has it. Back over to Harper. Dylan Harper back over to Sohan for 3. That is off the iron. A.J. Mitchell will get the rebound. You see the chance of OKC. Back over to Kevin Williams. Mitchell for 3. A.J. Mitchell. That is off the iron. Sohan will get the rebound. Back over to Wemby. Wemby. That is good. It's a 7-point lead again. Mitchell for 3. That is off the iron. Barnes with the rebound. McLaughlin. Back over to Harper. 2 minutes to play in the first. In the third quarter, I should say. Dylan Harper. That is no good. Kevin Williams will get the rebound there. Lugan Dort. Back over to Mitchell. Mitchell coming through. Passing back over to Caruso. Caruso for 3. Off the iron. Sohan will get the rebound for the Spurs, leading it by 7. Tipped, and it is Lugan Dort with the rebound. Or with the steal, I should say. Andrew Wiggins. There's a 3-pointer by Mitchell. No good. Wembanyama. Harrison Barnes over to Sohan. Wembanyama. Seven on the shot clock. Wemby, he makes it. Spurs up by 9 again. 1 minute to play in the third. 80-71, Spurs on top. Mitchell for 3. That is in. It's a 6-point game. The Thunder trying to stay in this game. McLaughlin for 3. That is off the iron. Wiggins will get the rebound. Mitchell has it now. 30 seconds to play. In the third quarter, I should say. Mitchell with it. Passing it back over to Mitchell. Passing back over to Williams. To Caruso. Caruso for 3. He nails it! It's only a 3-point lead. 7 of 25 for the Thunder. 3-point range. 7 of 18 for the Spurs. Wemby. That is good. That's a 5-point lead. 5 on the shot clock. Dort for 3. Off the iron, no good, and that will do it. For the end of the third quarter, the Spurs leading it 82-77. We'll be back to start the fourth quarter. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. Starting the fourth quarter, it's a 5-point lead for the Spurs. 11:54 to play in this game. It's a 5-point lead for the Spurs. Sohan for 3. He drains it. It's an 8-point lead. Wallace over to Holmgren. Holmgren for 3. Off the iron, no good. Sohan with the rebound. Harper. Back over to Fox. Fox. That is off the iron. Isaiah Joe will get the rebound. Wallace coming through. Back over to Holmgren. Holmgren with a dunk. 42 points for Chet Holmgren in this game. And they need his body on the court right now. There's a 3-point by Dylan Harper. That is good. Spurs up by 9. They led by as many as 12. Holmgren. Holmgren passing back over to Wiggins. Wallace for 3. No good. Barnes with the rebound. Minute and a half to play in the fourth. Harper. Back over to Fox. There's a three by Harrison Barnes. No good. Williams will get the rebound. There's Holmgren. Holmgren with the slam dunk. 44 for him. 7-point lead for the Spurs. Harper for three. No good. Williams with it. Back over to Holmgren. Holmgren. No good. Cornet will get the rebound. Barnes. Back over to Fox. Fox for three. No, that's actually deep two there for De'Aaron Fox. He has 29 points in this game. It's back to a 9-point lead again for the Spurs. Chet Holmgren for three. That is off the iron. Sohan will get the rebound. There's a three. De'Aaron Fox with a three, and the Spurs have their largest lead of the game, up by 12. Could be a big upset here in a watched game, as you said. Probably the biggest upset in a watched game if the Spurs can hold on and win this one. Cornet. Luke Cornet with a bucket, and it's 14-point lead. It's a 13-4 run in the last 13. And the Spurs are looking like they're trying to pull away in this game. Isaiah Joe. Back over to Wallace here. 13 on the shot clock. Wallace for three. He nails it! Thunder within 11. Timeout, Spurs. We'll take a break. You're watching NBA 2K on Vita Productions. And we are back. 8:12 to play in the fourth quarter. 95-84, Spurs on top. Spurs led by as many as 14 before a three-pointer was made to cut it to within 11. Olenek into the game for the first time. He's going to inbound it to the Fox. The Barnes. Largest deficit, I believe, was 17-point comeback. And that was the Knicks against the Bucks at the end schedule block number 1. Still plenty of opportunity for the Thunder to come back in this game. They're only down by 11 here, but they got to start making some shots and making some stops. Wiggins. On the shot clock to Isaiah Joe for three. That is off the iron, and Wembanyama will get the rebound here. 7.5 to play in the fourth. Leading it by 11 here. Victor Wemby with it again. Harper dishes over to Fox. Fox will miss that one. Chet Holmgren with the rebound. Wiggins with it. Over to Wallace. Wallace for three. That is off the iron. Wembanyama with the rebound. Harper. That is no good. Williams will get the rebound. Like I said, the Thunder are without the services of one of their Jalen Williams as well as Isaiah Hartenstein and SGA. You see Holmgren with a dunk. He has 46 in this game now. And the rest of the team only 40 points. So he scored more than half the points for the Thunder in this game. This might be one of those times he might get a 50-point game in a watch game. You see De'Aaron Fox making a bucket there. And the Spurs up by double digits again. Wallace back over to Holmgren. They got to have more than just Holmgren in this game. I'm going to tell you right now, as you see Holmgren still impressing, though. 48 for him now. As we are now approaching halfway to the fourth quarter, it is a 97-88 game. Spurs on top. There's a jumper. That is no good. Isaiah Joe with the rebound. Look at the three players for Oklahoma City waiting to get back into the game now. Wallace has it for the back over to Holmgren. Holmgren for three. That is good. 6-point game now. And Holmgren has 51. We're going to have to look back at these performances to see Wembanyama. And there's Wembanyama with the slam dunk off the offensive rebound, and they're up by 8 again. Like I said, Holmgren is the reason why Oklahoma City is scratching and clawing their way through this game. Holmgren. Over to Isaiah Joe for 3. He nails it. Isaiah Joe cuts the deficit to 5 for the Thunder. Spurs were up by as many as 14 in this fourth quarter. Harrison Barnes, hook shot, no good. Holmgren will get the rebound for the Thunder. Aaron Wiggins with it for the Thunder. Back over to Cason Wallace, back to Holmgren. Holmgren for 3. That is off the iron. Harrison Barnes with the rebound. Harper with it. And there, Olynyk. Passing it out with a Harper. He could have had a layup there. Wemby for 3. That is off the iron, and Wiggins will get the rebound. Aaron Wiggins. Here to Let's Go Thunder. The crowd is still alive. Isaiah Joe for 3. Off the iron. Wembanyama with it. 3:30 to play here in the fourth. Neither team seems to want to make a bucket right now. They can't buy a bucket the last couple of minutes. 10 on the shot clock. You see Harper dishes it over to Olynyk. Olynyk, layup, but this time he'll take the opportunity and he makes it. Dylan Harper with the assist there, and the Spurs on top are back up by 7 again. Largest lead was 14. Cason Wallace misses that one. Wembanyama grabbing the rebound. De'Aaron Fox, bucket. That is good. Timeout. Thunder, 2:52 to play. De'Aaron Fox with 36 of his own. Spurs up by 9. We are going to take a timeout here. You're watching NBA 2K on VW Productions. And we are back here in the fourth quarter. It's a 9-point lead for the Spurs. 103-94 with under 3 minutes to play. The Spurs had led throughout most of this game. I know the Thunder had a brief lead in the third quarter. That was it. But the Spurs decided to wake up. However, Holmgren for 3. That is no good. Holmgren has 51 of the 94 points so far. As Johnson with a dunk. And the Spurs up by double digits once again. They led by as many as 14 early in this fourth quarter. Thunder were able to get it to within 5, but the Spurs are trying to pull away in this game. Dort for 3. That is off the iron. Wembanyama with the rebound. Castle with it. Castle layup is good. 13-point lead for the Spurs. So it's an 8-0 run in the last minute 15. 2 minutes remaining in the game. Johnson with the rebound. .13 on the shot clock. Fox for 3. No good. Wemby gets the offensive rebound. Stephen Castle. Fox for 3. He drains it. De'Aaron Fox has 39. And the Spurs up by 16 with a minute and a half. And that could just put this game away. Dort. Back over to Mitchell. Mitchell with a dunk. That's in there. It's back to a 14-point game. A minute and 20 to play. Like I said, Spurs hold on to this game. This will be the biggest upset in a watched game so far. Spurs are trying to keep themselves from playing in the play-in tournament. They're currently sitting in 8th right now at 22-17, but it looks like they're going to go to 23-17. Remember, we are not done yet when this game is over with, as Holmgren gets an offensive rebound put in. That's 53 for him in a losing effort. Castle with it. Wemby coming through with it. And that is good. Wemby, Emma.
Castle.
Holmgren with the bucket. That is no good. Wembanyama will get the bucket. Will get the rebound there. They don't have to take another shot here. The Spurs are going to come away with a huge upset in a watch game. First time we've seen the Thunder fall in a watch game. While the Spurs will move to 3-1 in watch games. They'll move to 23-17 overall in the season. And the Thunder fall to 34-7. Your final score, the San Antonio Spurs 112. The Oklahoma City Thunder 98. Stay tuned because we still have stats and we still have post-game ticker and some news and notes as well as the injury reports. But look at the player statistics for this game here. You see Chet Holmgren in 40 minutes of play, 53 points, 15 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block in a losing effort. You got A.J. Mitchell, 13 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. Alex Caruso getting a rare start. He only had 7 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Lugan Stort, terrible shooting, 6 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, and a steal. Is usually better than this. Kason Wall, 6 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists, and a steal. Aaron Wiggins, 5 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. Usami Jiang, 5 points, 1 rebound. Isaiah Joe, 3 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. Then you have Jalen Williams, the starter, the Jaylin, getting the start for Hartenstein. 6 rebounds, 2 assists, no points for him. Henrik Williams, I said Kenny Williams. It's Kenrick Williams, 3 points and 3 assists, so I do apologize there. Thomas Sorber, no points. And then you have Brooks Barnheiser, Brendan Carlson, Nikola Topic, however you pronounce his name, because it is Eastern European, so I really don't know how that would go as far as his pronunciation goes, but those players did not play for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And now we have the San Antonio Spurs. De'Aaron Fox, 39 points, 2 rebounds, 8 assists. He led all scores, but Victor Wembanyama got the player of the game, and there's a reason why. 28 points, 25 rebounds, 2 assists. A 20-20 game, close to a 30-30. Dylan Harper off the bench, 17 points, 1 rebound, 5 assists. And we got Stefan Castle, 11 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal. Keldon Johnson, 8 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal. Luke Cornett, 4 points, 3 rebounds. Jeremy Sohan, 3 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block. Kelly Olynyk only had 2 points in the game. Julian Champagny, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Harrison Barnes had 6 assists, and 6 rebounds and assists. Jordan McLaughlin had no stats. Then you have David Jones Garcia, Carter Bryant, Harrison Ingram, Lindy Waters III did not play for the San Antonio Spurs, and those are your player statistics for this game. It is now time for the post-game ticker brought to you by 2K Sports. We start off on Tuesday, January 13, 2026, the remainder of the games. We have the we start off in Miami where the Thunder defeat the Phoenix Suns 123-111. The Bulls fall to the Rockets 129-101. Timberwolves get their 30th win of the season, 136-99 winners over the Milwaukee Bucks. The Nuggets 125-120 winners over the New Orleans Pelicans. And the game that we just watched, the Spurs 112-98 winners over the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Hawks go into Crypto.com Arena and escape with a 124-123 victory over the Los Angeles Lakers. And the Golden State Warriors all over the Portland Trailblazers, 114-66. And now for Wednesday, January 14, 2026. In Indianapolis, the Pacers over the Raptors 126-112. The Cavaliers 148-120 winners over the Philadelphia 76ers. The Bulls put an end to the modest 2-game winning streak by the Utah Jazz, winning 120-103. The Pelicans escaped the Nets 86-84. Nuggets 120-104 winners over the Dallas Mavericks. The Knicks 125-109 winners over the Sacramento Kings. The Clippers 119-97 over the Washington Wizards. Said this is extended because I'm doing one game for every 3 days. So now we go to Thursday, January 15th, 2026. We have the Grizzlies walking into the house of the Evil Mouse. That is 122-111 winners over the Orlando Magic. When I say the Evil Mouse, where you probably know what I'm talking about. Evil Mouse in Orlando. You could probably get that correlation there. Pistons 144-140 winners over the Phoenix Suns in overtime. The Thunder get back on track, winning 139-116 over the Houston Rockets. The Heat 125-124 winners over the Boston Celtics in overtime. I don't know how many overtimes they went. They don't really disclose how many overtimes it goes, because you see the higher it goes, they've gone higher the combined score is, the more overtimes they went through. Spurs getting another win, 130-120 over the Milwaukee Bucks. The Jazz fall to the Mavericks 112-104. So now they need to lose another 23 games to match their longest losing streak of the season. Knicks fall to the Warriors 89-84 in San Francisco. They get their 10th loss of the season. And the Hawks 121-109 winners over the Portland Trailblazers. And last but not least, the Lakers 139-116 winners over the Charlotte Hornets. And that is your post-game ticker. As my buddy RJL Network will say, if your team won, congratulations. If not, there's always tomorrow. And it is now time for the injury reports after January 15th. We got Andre Drummond still out for the Sixers day to day. Bucks are fully healthy. Same with the Bulls. Cavaliers are still without Allen and Struss. Jason Tatum still out 2 to 4 months with his injury. Brook Lopez still out another 4 to 6 weeks for the clip joint. Grizzlies, Hawks are out or fully healthy. Larson, let's look at it here. Yeah, Pele Larson out with a broken nose, out 2 to 4 weeks, and we know about Rozier's indefinite suspension. LaMelo Ball still out 1 to 2 weeks from that injury stemmed in a watch game against the Chicago Bulls. Jazz are fully healthy. That means they really completely suck in this universe. Maxime Renaud out 1 to 2 weeks, while Domantas Sabonis is day-to-day recovering. He should be back soon. For the Knicks, they are still without Anunoby and Karl Anthony Towns. Dalton Neck still out for the Lakers. Magic are still without the services of Wendell Carter Jr. and Jalen Suggs. Derek Lively II out for the Mavericks. Same with Anthony Davis. They're day-to-day still. Terrence Mann and Michael Porter Jr. out for the Nets. Jamal Murray out for the Nuggets. Tyrese Halliburton, we already knew about his injury. He's out for the season for the Pacers. Pelicans fully healthy. Jaden Ivey now just only in the weeks, not months anymore, but weeks with that vertebrae injury. And Jakob Poeltl out 1 to 2 weeks now. We know about Van Vliet's season-ending injury. San Antonio Spurs are now completely healthy, as Devin Vassell should be back in the lineup now. Suns fully healthy. As I mentioned a few times, this Jalen Williams is out, same with Hartenstein and SGA. They were without the services of them. The Timberwolves are without Julius Randle, Anthony Edwards, and Joe Ingles. So there's going to be a depleted Timberwolves team we're going to be seeing. Damian Lillard, we know his injury. Brandon Bajemski still out 2 to 4 weeks. And Cam Whitmore now day-to-day. He's recovering. He should be back in the lineup, but we will not be seeing the Wizards at all in schedule block number 3. Possibly, depending on how it goes, we could see them in the future, as maybe they are going to be in a fight for a play-in spot. We never know with the Eastern Conference being weak. But with that is the injury report for after the games played on January 15th, 2026. And our next game tomorrow will be in H-Town, Houston, Texas, where the Houston Rockets play host to the Minnesota Timberwolves. As I said, the Timberwolves are still with a slew of injuries of themselves. They are 30-11. The Rockets at 22-16. This game should be out around noon Eastern tomorrow. And don't forget, coming up later on tonight, we will have the third game of my college football playoff 12-team playoff simulation. That will be between the Ole Miss Rebels and the Tulane Green Wave. If you want to go back and watch the first two games, Alabama and Oklahoma, and then we also had last night Texas A&M and Miami. And then tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern will be James Madison at Oregon to conclude the simulations for the first round games for the 12-team college football playoff. And then coming up, maybe sometime, maybe Friday around noon Eastern, I will have my community tab set up of the schedule for my second round games for my 2018 playoff. You will see two matches that are taking place in the real life 12-team playoff in the second round. However, as I said, I did a little bit of a different format for my 2018 playoff, so do take a look at that, and also go, if you want to just binge something because you're bored, binge watch the first round games, the selection show and the first round games. I will leave that playlist up. But that will do it, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive notifications for when these videos do come out. And with that, I want to remind everybody the final score of the game, the San Antonio Spurs, in the biggest upset in a watched game so far this season, they defeat the Oklahoma City Thunder 112-98. I am Benny from VW Productions, and I am signing off.